Well, to try and make some sense of this, I've been speaking to security consultant Olivier Guiter. Was he surprised to see London targeted by a terror attack?
Unfortunately, not surprised at all. London was due for an attack in a way that a lot of other capitals in Europe were targeted, and London had moved up as one of the main targets for terrorist groups. And we've had several warnings, very vocal warnings from the security services here in the UK about potential attacks, and the ideal situation of no attacks and no risk was something to be forgotten. It was not a question of if an attack would happen, but when an attack would happen. So unfortunately, very unsurprised.
Some of the terror attacks in Europe have been focused on what they would call soft targets, such as the attack in Nice, which targeted a festival that was taking place on the beach. But this one attacked the UK Parliament, where there is meant to be a high degree of security to prevent such attacks.
The point that I'd like to make is that it's a combination of a soft target and a hard target attack. The soft target was what happened on the bridge, which was, a copycat of what we've seen in Nice or in Berlin, and that was a soft target. And as you mentioned, obviously the hard target that Parliament is was also attacked. But I think it was in a way to send a message to the government and the PM that was inside that this person was motivated enough, knew that he was going to get killed because of obviously the security that was outside, but didn't stop at that. And I think, unfortunately, that's a message that they wanted, or he wanted to send, in terms of trying to hit even hard targets.
Do you think this is what they call a so-called lone wolf acting alone, or do you think that this could unravel as the police investigate and there will be other people involved?
Unfortunately, what we've seen in the past is that we never had a real case of a lone wolf. There was always a supporting cell. So even if it was not related directly to Islamic State, for instance, if they were just linked or inspired, there were always people in the background that were helping them. So I would be very surprised if there weren't at least one or two persons that knew of the plot, knew of his intentions, and that didn't help him one way or another. The only issue you have at this point is what happened today is unfortunately unavoidable. I mean, you cannot stop someone to drive around and go at people or come with a knife and kill people around. And that's really what they were afraid of, because if you don't get the human intelligence aspect, and if you don't prevent that before that person gets into his car, it's impossible to stop.
That is Olivier Guiter, Head of Security and Political Risk at the firm Global Strat. Donald Trump, by the way, in the last 2 hours has tweeted, spoke to UK Prime Minister Theresa May today to offer condolences on the terrorist attack in London. She is strong and doing very well. Of course, many people still recovering in hospital from those injuries that were sustained in that attack. And we'll keep you across that situation here on the World Service.